Hey everybody, welcome to the POS Podcast. Today I am joined by Hirasashi, Jaxblade, Saber Spark, and Tommy Oliver. We're all here. Yay. Because nobody can leave.
Oh.
where would you be?
Yeah.
Cornered.
So, before we get into everybody's last 2 weeks, I have something to show you guys.
Show me.
Yeah.
Oh, it made a sound.
Salem gave birth.
He gave birth to a kitten.
I love how fuzzy kittens are. They're wonderful.
Yeah, they're really fuzzy when they're. Oh.
With one hand.
I love when the cat's like, I went down. You just don't. They just get down. It's like.
What's your cat's name?
He's Patches. Ow, that's sharp.
I love how tiny they are. They're so tiny.
Yeah, he's very tiny.
When my first ever cat, I was like, I want one. Like, I would be. I don't know. Part of me still thinks I might want to have a kitten, but I gotta wait until a better place in life. But that one's really adorable, dude. Well done. Still learning the ropes there, Patches.
Don't fall down there.
You ever see that person who's like, when a dog or when a cat falls down, they're like, I'm good. A dog, you drop it like 1 foot, and it's like freaks out. Like, dogs are not made to drop at all.
No. Definitely not.
But yeah, so how are you guys the past 2 weeks? Well, I'm gonna put him outside the room now.
That's all she
Because he doesn't like to sit still.
Fuck Paleo. I'm so sick of this podcast. If I have to stroke again,
Go play with Salem.
I'm gonna lose it. Hey, chat. Let's make fun of Paleo when he comes back. Be like, Dolphins suck. Nintendo sucks. Big boobs suck. I'm sorry.
Watch it.
It's a little bit wider of a net.
Ask him about that stick and how he used it to fight off a stranger once. That stick in the background. Yeah.
Okay,
And that's why Nintendo is the worst company on the planet
Of all time.
of all time. Everyone praises Shigeru Miyamoto. It's like ridiculous. He's not even.
Wow,
creative. He just makes
Legos are
things.
weave shit.
No,
Hell no!
I agree with the chat though.
what?
Going in.
So, you guys gonna talk about your past 2 weeks?
Sure.
Man, it's uneventful because I'm not doing nothing. Like,
You're still working here, right?
I'm working, yes. I get to do that.
Are you going to the office to work?
No. God,
Okay.
I just work from home.
What are your thoughts about working from home compared to working
It's
from
maddening. I hate it. I can't tell the difference between my office, quote unquote, and my house. Like, I'm losing track of days. I'm like, am I working today? Like, I don't even know. Like, it really is all becoming a blur.
Hey, Paley got a super chat from Editman.
Oh yeah, we'll go over super chats when we get to Q&A. But yeah, super chats are very much appreciated though, especially now because CPM is like trash at the moment.
What is CPM?
Clicks
per
per.
mil. Which is
It's-
like the advertising rate of like, you know, how much ad revenue you get.
It's clicks per milli, like milli as in 1,000. So it's how much money you get per 1,000 clicks.
Interesting.
I hate to use the word milli. I'm like, I just whatever.
Yeah, because you just think million, and you're just like, go fuck
Right.
You just have to turn your brain into like non-English.
Gross. That's not allowed.
We speak English here. I've been playing Animal Crossing and working. That's it.
Have y'all tried to do anything like out of the norm to like mix things up?
Yeah.
Nope.
No, and yeah.
I'm too busy doing all the other shit that I have to do. I don't have time for new shit.
Well, what are you doing, Tom?
Just working on animations and video games and stuff. Been tweaking the cell shader and all the crap in my 3D models, making it look better. Redid like the facial expressions, planning out an animation and all that kind of stuff. Put together a whole Trello board of all the things I'm going to do. There's lots. There's a bazillion things. It never ends.
I like though, like having things to do. Like I always see my to-do list continue on to the next day, but like something freaks me out about seeing a to-do list that's just completely empty. Because then I'm like, I should be doing something. Something's wrong.
Yeah.
Always be working until you die. That is what I've been taught.
Yeah. It sounds like what the government wants us to think too.
Worker ants.
Worker ants, just like Woody Allen. Yeah. Saber, you got something premiering this Friday that's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, I got an animation project that's probably the coolest thing ever uploaded to my channel, especially from a technical point of view.
Yeah.
And I'm excited about it. I hope folks like it. I'll do a YouTube premiere for it. It's been in the works for a while now, and it's basically done. And I'm so excited to see it finished. And I hope the audience likes it, because if it does well, then there's a very good chance I can continue doing this. And it's something where I can delegate work to a team so I can keep up with my own videos as well.
Yeah.
I hope it does well. Might explore different options with animation projects.
Yeah. Speaking of animation, I guess we can go into topics, unless Jax, you wanted to
how was your week?
say anything about your week.
No, I worked, I grinded. I gotten such an influx of like online clients, so I've just been super busy with that, like helping them all get their fitness stuff down. It's cool because I get to do it. Like in the morning, I actually have a Zoom call with like 10 clients at once. So it's just like I just talk to them, and then we go through the week and make sure they're doing their stuff. Me and my sensei on Twitter, we've been doing like this little fighter training stuff. So we've been like working out like 4 hours a day now. So it's just sort of like, oh my God, I forgot how tiring this was, but it's worth it. And so like the gains are coming and it feels great, but now I'm just, oh gosh, I need to eat more. So I get to eat more, and that's good. And I got Final Fantasy there. So I haven't had a chance to play it yet, sadly, because work has been hectic, but yeah, it'll be good. And then I have a YouTube video that I'm premiering tomorrow. But yeah, work, people, work, grind. Yay.
Mention Final Fantasy. Yeah, I did want to talk a little bit about that. I won't. I'm not gonna give away any spoilers though.
You can talk about it.
Yeah.
I'll just dip out. Just tag me when you're.
Yeah. I wanted to talk.
Same.
Yeah, I just wanted to talk a bit about it with Tom. Because I think we're probably on the same page with the remake, because in the beginning, last podcast, I was like, really into it. But now after finishing the game and looking back on it, I'm like, eh. So, yeah, and Tom, you actually just stop playing the game.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, are you doing this now? Because I can like dip out for a second.
Yeah.
Okay, let me dip out. Ugh.
So, yeah, Tom, like you said, you were like chapter 9, I think.
Yeah, I'm like right in the middle of the wall market stuff, like trying to get to Don Carnello. So, yeah, I have a video probably coming out in a couple days, like going through everything. But I just, I'd never played the original Final Fantasy VII before, and I purposely held off because I wanted to be able to play this game without any sort of bias. Because everybody's obviously grew up with Final Fantasy VII or playing it now. Like they can be very critical or they can be very fanboyish depending on how excited they were for it. And so I didn't want to like have that experience. I wanted to be able to just judge it as its own product. And I don't know, it hasn't been clicking with me. Like the combat is not really my jam. I think it's kind of like a mediocre fusion of two things. It's like trying to be an action and a turn-based game at the same time. I don't think it really excels at either one. And the worst thing is just all the fucking side quests are so boring. I'm just like the game just feels so padded out, because it is padded out, you know? It's like half of a game, and so they had to put all this extra fluff in there that just totally fucks up the pacing of the story. And I'm just like, this is like a grind. and not worth it. So like, why am I going to do it when I have like a million other games I could be playing right now?
Yeah. But yeah, like you mentioned like the padding and everything, and now thinking back on it, because like I do love those like character moments where the main characters are talking to each other, and you get a lot more characterization with them compared to the original, because you spend a lot more time with them. But then there's stuff in between those moments where it's like, wow, this is just boring. So
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's like, it's just, I feel like it wouldn't be as bad if they kind of like took the time to obfuscate what they're doing a little bit. Because like it's the same structure every area you go to.
yeah,
You'll go in there, you'll have like a half an hour of like interesting story stuff. You'll do like the meat and potatoes mission or whatever. And then they'll just drop you back into the town. And it's like, now do all these side quests as we completely halt the forward momentum of the story we were telling for some arbitrary reason to force you to go around and do all these like very modern game design, open world, basic fetch questy, not engaging in any way side quests to just tack on runtime to the game. And it's just like, I understand what you're doing. You're fucking wasting my time right now.
yeah. I think part of it is like they're like, since they said it was going to be like episodic, that they're like, okay, we got to put in as much crap as possible to like pad out the length of the game, to make it feel like, you know, a full length game. And some of that stuff is good. Most of it is not good. And it really frustrates me because there's a lot of stuff in the game that I do like. Because the characters are like the main like draw of the game, I think.
Absolutely.
And just seeing them, you know, like the voice actors are really good. The ones that they got for them. And the music is amazing. Like, that's one thing I really liked about the game is the music. It really, like gets you into the world. And especially the fact that a lot of the music is dynamic, where you go to different areas, or if you go in and out of battle, that like the music changes like very seamlessly. It's really cool that way. But I'm glad you stopped at chapter 9, because there's some stuff that happens after that where it really ruins a lot of the twists and surprises of the original story. So and part of that is what frustrates me about it, because it does sort of ruin that surprise or some of the, you know, tension of the original.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's another thing is that the game definitely like it was kind of billed as like, oh, this is going to be a way of introducing Final Fantasy VII to like a new generation of people who ever played it. But like this game expects you to know the story already.
Yeah, which there is a reason for that. But I'm not going to get into it because of spoilers. But it's a stupid reason. So, but yeah, I would just say play the original to get the story, because I still really do like the original Final Fantasy VII. Even though it does have its own flaws, it still has a pretty compelling story in it.
Sure. And it's just like, I mean, I think like one of the few changes that I know, because like I have a bunch of people playing this right now who are ardent fans of the original, was in the beginning in the bombing mission. Like they show you that it's the Shinra guys who are responsible for actually blowing up Reactor 1.
Yeah.
And like the bomb you planted didn't actually do anything, or nothing significant at least. And that scene was added into the remake. And that seems like a reveal that should have been held off for a while, because the entire first 3 hours of the game, the whole point narratively are all these characters feeling bad about the unintended consequences of this mission. And it's all the dialogue from the NPCs and the conversations with the characters is just like, was this the right thing to do? Did we do the right thing? And then they have a whole area where they slowly make you walk through all the resulting chaos and destruction of the surrounding areas. And so it's like trying to just like show you like, hey, the stuff you did is pretty fucked up. There's some ethical ambiguity here. And it's like, yeah, but I know this wasn't really our fault, you know? So like the entire like kind of like tension and conflict they want you to feel is undermined because while the characters are conflicted, you know, even though they don't, that this is not exactly how it appears to be.
Yeah, and so that whole thing about Shinra causing the explosion rather than Avalanche, like that was left a lot more ambiguous in the original game in that beginning part. And you don't really find out that Shinra's, you know, doing underhanded stuff until later, other than, you know, sucking the planet dry. But yeah, that's another thing is that a lot of that ruins some of the I guess message of the story a little bit. But what I really do love is just the character interactions, especially between Cloud and Aerith. Because in the original Aerith, I liked her, but I didn't like her as much as other people did. With this new Aerith, I love her. And there's certain moments where she has with Cloud where she just kind of like shuts him down. Where like you see Cloud go to the Sector 5 slums where Aerith is, and he sees a bunch of these people seeing the big screen talking about like, the Mako reactor and blowing up and everything, and people are just commenting over it, and then Cloud makes this remark, he's like, it's not a show. And then Aerith says, like, they know that. Like, they're scared. It is like, Aerith is just, like, way more empathetic than Cloud is. And she's just, like, showing, like, you know, like, why are you trying to be this, like, super cool guy?
Yeah, I mean, her character is just, like, she's able to like kind of keep up with his bullshit and throw it back in his face, you know?
Yeah.
And because she's able to communicate with him on that level, that's like really like when he starts to kind of like warm up and like kind of stop being so distant from everybody. And you can really see the change happen in real time through those interactions throughout that part of the game. And it's just good. That's the good stuff. And it's very, as someone who hasn't played the original, it's very obvious, just even playing the amount I did, why people love these characters so much and why this game has kind of stood the test of time much more prominently than like 7 or 8, just because it gets the bulk of the attention. Like these characters just archetypally and like how they interact are really good.
You said 7 or 8.
Yeah, like 7's the reason that 7 is like respected so much more than 8 or 9.
Yeah, though people still do like those a lot.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll go to war for Final Fantasy IX, but like I can understand why this one is so revered, I guess.
Yeah. Another thing about the game, because I don't want to go into full rant mode because I'll go into the ending. It feels very confined, even though like it's supposed to be a big game. It feels very confined, and apparently that's because a lot of it is very similar to 13. I haven't played 13 yet, but when I heard that, like, oh yeah, 13 is just a hallway, I looked at the map for 13. I was like, this looks very similar to 7 remake. That is.
You know, it's interesting that you bring that up because I haven't played Final Fantasy 13, but I was like playing through 7, like remake. I'm like, this is kind of what I envisioned 13 would have been like, because it is very much a linear progression in almost everything you do, like a very literal linear progression. Like when you're going through the sewers, you know, and you have to like fight, like move the little hand things around, like the mechanical robot hands to like create paths and move obstacles and stuff. Like it's not like a labyrinth or anything. You're just going in a straight line. And like so many of these places that aren't like the small towns are just straight lines.
Yeah. But yeah, it's so weird. I'm so conflicted on the game because I do like a lot of it, but then there's a lot of it where I'm like, eh.
Yeah, that's Modern Square for
my
you.
my suggestion is just play the original one of the ports because you can have the 3 times speed, so that way you can speed up battles. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, let me get the other guys back in here. Sid, Saber, Jax, Hero. Here, come back.
No, we failed.
All right.
We go.
Yeah.
So the ending of Final Fantasy VII when
No. Yeah. Fidelity Teen. I did talk about the ending in my review, so you can see that on the channel. I might talk about the game with Tom at some other point if Tom ever plays the original. So
I have it, so I might as well.
yeah. Which is Square. There's actually like a sale on PSN and Steam and stuff right now with a lot of the Final Fantasies. They can get pretty cheap.
Sweet.
So for anybody watching, yeah, there's a sale for those right now. Okay, next thing, let's talk about some animation. Let's talk about the Willoughbys, which is on Netflix. Saber, you watched this.
I did. Anybody else?
I have no idea what the fuck that is.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah,
saw a
what the fuck is that?
Of it on Twitter. I think that one of you guys
Yeah,
posted.
that's what I also saw of it. I was
I
like,
have seen nothing of it.
I
I literally have no idea what you're talking about.
like fluffy, maybe.
Yeah, it's about this family of these parents who don't care about their kids at all.
These parents are just like comically terrible to their kids to the
Yeah.
point where it's like they're going out of their way to like devastate them. It's
Like
it's
the
pretty
beginning of the movie has the father just like taking the baby and putting it out in the hallway, saying like, "How dare you inconvenience your mother with your birth?"
Yeah, these parents pump out their kids, and it's like, you all should know about this if you're like, let me introduce you to the miracle of birth control. This movie plays it very much so like a children's book, which makes sense. It's based on one. It's from the director who did Cloudy 2, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2.
Yeah.
He did the screenplay and he wrote it. And this movie's got fun energy. It's also very stylized and pretty. I like the character designs. I like that this is more cartoony and fun energy.
Yeah, when I first saw it with the narrator, which is a cat who is voiced by Ricky Gervais. Yeah, he when I first saw the cat, I was like, wow, that almost looks 2D with the stylization of it.
There are moments throughout the movie where I felt that way. I'm like, I'm digging this. I'm digging that there's been like, it's not like we all went back to 2D. That's where it's at now. It's like, no, 3D is starting to evolve where it's like we can get more creative with this and expand it. It doesn't have to be Pixar or DreamWorks 2D where it's like, kind of a human, kind of an animal, but still kind of like, how can I explain this? Like, I don't know. I appreciate that they're doing designs and backgrounds and textures that are out of the box, and that's neat. I want to see
what Pixar's kind of aesthetic is that they were using like cartoon proportions with photorealistic materials, right?
Thank you. That's it.
And they always use realistic shaders, realistic texturing, but just like they look kind of like cartoon people. But now, like they're starting to do things with like Spider-Verse and like this show and stuff like that. They're like, why don't we like bring some of those other aspects of cartoons into this? It's good. It's better.
Which I appreciate. I mean, like, I want to see more of that. I think Spider-Verse might have like inspired artists to actually push the studios and go, let's not just copy Pixar. Let's do our own thing. I think it's time for us to start experimenting. Which, if I was Pixar, I'd be like also inspired by it and be like, we need to raise the bar again. So. Yeah. We'll see if they can do
from
that.
what Soul looks like, I'm interested in it with the different like UPA styles sort of thing they're doing there. So,
I mean, even Trolls 2 at least was stylized and different, and I appreciate that. I dig this.
There's something about 3D. I complained about it to Paleo before. there's something about the way that humans look in Pixar 3D that just isn't quite there for me. I don't know why. I literally don't know why. But like I look at the human, like I look at all the animals. I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever, they're animals. But I look at the humans, probably because I look at humans all the time in real life. But I'm just like, something's off here. Like, we're not like quite there in terms of 3D humans, in my opinion. But again, I don't know what they need to do. But I'm excited to do. What I'm excited is for them to try something different because maybe they can like hit the mark.
I don't watch animated shit to see animation mimic real life. Then I'll watch a live action movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, I don't know. There are some exceptions, but like, I think it's almost like through the mid 2000s, they're like, let's see how close we can get to real life, only to kind of hit a cap where they're like, okay, don't forget we're doing animated shit. Let's not lose track of that.
Right.
And that's why seeing stuff like WALL-E, where the humans are comically goofy, I'm fine with that. Like, this is a cartoon universe.
There's just something about, I think it's just something about their faces. They're so smooth. They're so smooth.
I don't want Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within.
Yikes. Well, how dare you bring up that movie ever?
That was a big deal back in the day. I remember like going to Blockbuster and my family renting it and being like, whoa, it's so cool. And I was so confused by it.
I had no idea what was going on. Like,
yeah, my friend in middle school who was a huge Final Fantasy fan, we both like watched it on DVD and we were like, what is
Wasn't
this?
There, like, it was like Mechs and Ghost or something like that, right?
Yeah.
It's like
I never saw it.
It's
It was
very
shit.
weird. It has nothing to do with any Final Fantasy ever.
Yeah, it was
like at all.
my dad hated it.
To be completely fair, though, I watched. Man, I hope someone doesn't yell at me, but like I watched Advent Children when that came out. Final Fantasy VII Advent Children,
Yeah.
And I think just the comparison between that and Spirits Within, I was just like, oh my god, Advent Children's like godlike. It's so good. I watched Advent Children again like 2 years ago. I was like, this is like not even slightly.
Oh yeah, I watched it.
at all.
I watched it after I played Final Fantasy VII back in February, and I was like, people like this?
They liked it. The only reason they liked it was just because it was like, oh, we finally have a cloud.
Yeah, because I
think
think that was the first thing of the Final Fantasy VII compilation thing that they were doing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like other
no
than
more,
Dirge
right?
of Cerberus
That
before.
Yeah, because I remember that movie. Like the only thing I remember first seeing it because I was like a big Final Fantasy VII like geek, and I was like, oh fuck yeah, finally I get to see Cloud and all them do this shit. And it was just like, who the fuck are these Sephiroth wannabes? Who the fuck is this thing going on? Why is this happening? And it was just it was man movie. Ending fight was cool though. I'll give it that. The ending fight was pretty badass.
Ebert and Robert gave Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within 3.5 stars out of 5, I believe.
Wow.
And on the cover it says 2 big thumbs up, and I'm like, the first 2 lines of the review. Other movies have been made entirely on computers. Mind you, this is back in July of 2001. God damn, this.
Oh my God, is that old?
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
it's old.
But Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within is the first to attempt realistic human characters. Not Shrek with his trumpet ears, but the space soldier Great Edwards, who looks so much like Ben Affleck that I wonder if royalties were involved.
Oh god.
It's like, oh, fellas. I can see that at the time being like, whoa. The same way that when I played like Ace Combat 4 on the PS2, I was like, holy shit, this is like realistic as fuck. Like, it's an airplane.
Is it 3.5 out of 4 stars?
Is it out of 4? I don't know.
According to Ryan Walterson, out of 4.
3.5 out of 4 shit.
I trust Ryan more than myself, so yeah, it's probably 4. Damn,
Wow.
dude. It's not,
Damn.
it's just, Jesus Christ, they must have been on
Yeah,
something.
but the Willoughbys. I don't know how we got on this topic. But yeah, the Willoughbys. It has some very dark humor. And I like that.
They embrace it though.
Yeah.
They're like, they even say like, this is not a traditional story, like Ricky Gervais saying like this movie, or it gets dark at times. There's a certain part of the movie where I feel like it kind of like broke away from what they were establishing with the tone.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'm really digging this slow burn of like the family, the introduction of it all. Them dealing with like, I didn't want to reveal spoilers, but I think you know what I'm talking about, Pele, where it's like, oh no, then we just dial it up to like 9 and just take off on this crazy adventure.
Yeah.
That to me was like a bit jarring. But that being said, like Tim was fine. He looked a lot like Mandark. Jane was fine. voice of reason, kind of optimistic one. The two twins.
Yeah.
I thought they were
one thing I have a problem with Jane is that her voice actor, who's also a singer. I forgot what her name was, but when she sings, it doesn't sound like a kid singing at all.
And it also sounds a bit auto-tuned.
Yeah.
That kind of bothered me. Not like Emma Watson auto-tuned, but still a bit auto-tuned. I want to run it by Gabe and see what he thinks, but it was weird. The Terry Crews was in there. I was wondering who the voice of that Admiral guy was. I liked the baby and how she was designed like a beanbag, and how the weight moved around. Even her little legs, are little beanbag like tips. And I'm like, I dig it. I really dig the designs. I like the world. I like the background humor. There are like 3 pileups in this movie with cars. Oh my god. Okay, so there's a background.
You really sounded like your videos there. Like they're you, but like you know what I mean.
I do know what you mean. There's a character who I noticed in the movie who looked a lot like one of the background characters from Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. Now I'm like, well, duh, it's the same guy who worked on it. You know that one guy in Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs who like took his beard off and put it back on, and he was like a recurring background character?
Yeah.
I saw him in this movie. At least I'm pretty certain he did. Because there are moments where I'm like, that looks a lot like the same background character. And because it's Cloudy with a Chance of Meatball guy, it might be. So I'll look into that. Interesting. Fun movie. I give it like a 3.5 stars out of 5.
Okay. So Willoughbys is on Netflix. It's like an hour and a half. It's fun. It's a lot of fun animation and dark humor. If you like dark humor, I would recommend it.
I wouldn't say it's like super dark.
Yeah, it's not super dark, but it has a lot of funny dark jokes.
Yeah, they embrace like the brisk dark humor of it, but I wouldn't say it's like super dark. It's not like early 2000s dark comedy or anything like that.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Early 2000s dark comedy? Does that make sense? Nah, it doesn't.
I don't know.
Yeah, because there's drawn together dark humor, which is like you can't get away with.
It's not like that.
That's what I was getting at.
Yeah.
It's not that kind of dark humor. That's a different level. Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's like shocking dark humor.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know how I'm going to do a video about that in the future. I want to do what the hell is drawn together, but I'm scared.
Dude, Drawn Together, have fun with that. That show, I love that show. Like the season, not the movie. The movie is absolute trash, but like the series itself, like it's just one of those things where there are so many jokes where it's just like, okay, this is going after every single person. It does not give about anyone's feelings. It's like, if you're laughing like, oh, they made fun of those people. It's like, well, you're next, motherfucker. What? And then they just like destroy like everyone in their vicinity. So yeah.
And I can appreciate that. Like when comedy is like, no one's safe, because it should be that way as long as it's tasteful. But
it's not tasteful. But
it did not. There's that one episode where like, was it Princess Clara? She was the princess.
Princess Clara.
How did I remember that? Holy shit! There's an episode where I had a crush on her and a crush on Foxy Brown.
Yeah, I watched that scene like 50 times.
There's an episode where Clara was a stripper for her father. Yeah, and that threw me off. I'm like, that's her dad. Why is she grinding on him? And I'm like, that's when it became abundantly clear. I'm like, this show is shit. It's straight up offensive.
No, they did it because like in the first season, like there's this whole joke of like, he's like, oh, my father came to visit and then I had to go say goodbye to him and then blah, blah, blah. He's like, goodbye, daddy. Goodbye, daughter. And then they like make out and then like he hugs her and he's like, right, your mother. And he's just like, oh my God, this show does not give a fuck.
Hold up. So the pig characters, Porky Pig, so Looney Tunes, that one yellow.
Well, the pig characters. The pig characters is more based on like those online
those internet cartoons
at
the time.
Wait, which one?
You're talking about like freaking. There was there's Captain Hero. There's Waldor Sockbat. There's Xander. There's Spanky. Yeah, Spanky Ham.
Xander's a bit weird because it's obviously
Link.
It's obviously gay Link.
But it's like a video game though. But as a cartoon character. That was weird.
Yeah. And then, so like he goes in, so they have a bunch of things. Like there was a whole thing where like Scorpion came in and he was just like, "Oh, what's your special move?" And he was like, "Get over here!" And then he rips his head off. And he's like, since he's a video game character, he has extra lives. And he's just like, "Oh, yeah, that's really cool. My special move is the reach around." And then he just does that. And it's just
I remember that.
It's like, oh god,
amazing. I digress.
All right,
but
I love that show.
moving on. Another thing on Netflix that came out was The Midnight Gospel.
I'm gonna step away from this one. I do want to watch it, just not right. Tag me when you're done with it.
Okay. So Midnight Gospel is from Pendleton Ward, who is famous for creating Adventure Time. And this is actually a show that's inspired by a podcast. I forgot the name of the comedian, but it's a comedian's podcast.
Joe Rogan?
No.
Okay.
But the episodes are sort of animated to segments from the podcast with added dialogue in to make like a sort of little narratives in each episode for each world that the main character visits. The main character, Clancy, who has this simulator that he goes into. It's sort of like a VR thing. And he goes into these simulated Earths or worlds and interviews people. And it's just like clips from that podcast that are interviews. And
so it's like Space Ghost and Ricky Gervais show with Karl Pilkington?
Yeah, but a bit more involved with the animation.
Okay. Okay.
Because Duncan Trussell, what Ryan said in the chat.
Okay.
But there's a lot of like weird stuff that goes on in these simulated worlds. Really trippy animation. It looks really cool. But the subject matter they talk about death a lot. A lot of the interviews are talking about death, like existential like stuff.
Okay.
Like a lot of people talk about Adventure Time and how like, oh, Adventure Time can sometimes like be pretentious or whatever with some of its episodes. Like that has nothing on Midnight Gospel with how they talk about things. Because these are like interviews with like actual people who talk about philosophy and existential stuff. It's so weird, and I don't think it's for me because when I was listening to it, I was just thinking, what are these people talking about? Like,
okay.
The animation's cool. Like, it looks really cool. But the stuff they're talking about, I'm like, wow, a lot of these people sound like they're up their own ass.
Were they blazed out of their mind?
Probably.
Okay, yeah, that probably explains it. Oh, God.
Because they're talking about death and, like, magic, and it's a bunch of weird stuff.
Oh, okay. And, like, portals and stuff like that, and dimensions when you go and dream, or some shit like that.
Yeah, it's odd.
Yeah.
There's one episode that isn't much of an interview, that it's more just sort of the world that Clancy lives in, and I probably liked that one the most because it wasn't one of the interviews. So yeah, it's very strange. If you like that kind of weird existential philosophical stuff, you might like it. But if you think that stuff is a bit pretentious, then you might not like it.
Makes sense.
The animation is still really good, though. It's very very awesome.
Okay.
All right. Could you tag Saber?
Sure thing. Saber Spark, come here.
And next we'll talk about some news and stuff.
All right, I'm back.
All right, we got some news here. This just actually came out today. Jax, you might be interested in it because apparently the Hellraiser is going to be getting a series on HBO.
Oh, fuck yeah. That'd be fucking dope. All right. I hope they do the series justice because ever since like Doug Bradley left the thing, it just hasn't been the same. Like he has been. And so I'm curious how they're going to do it. Like, I'm very, very curious how they would do a Hellraiser series because, like, you can do so much with that and just like what the Cenobites do, how the Cenobites are born, what they do to people, why they love pain, and all that stuff. Like, you could really expand.
Yeah, because I hear that the Hellraiser series does have like a lot of lore into it.
Yeah, it has like a ton of lore that's like super interesting. But then like these later movies, like the straight to DVD ones, they just completely just they have like cool aspects to them, but they're just not that great. Like they're just really just to watch. So I'm interested, really interested. Is it live action or is it like okay? Because I heard a while ago something about an animation for something. I thought that would be really cool. But okay, if it's live action, I would definitely watch it. I just want to know who they're getting to play Pinhead because that'd be super rad, super rad. That's gonna be...
Speaking of live action. Did you know One Punch Man has a live action movie in development?
See, okay, you know what about that? Okay, so me and my sensei, back when we were reading One Punch Man, the manga and stuff like that, we actually talked about this online. If they did this, wouldn't it be crazy if like this blew up and became a world phenomenon, if they did a live action movie? And we like still have the text from like 5 years back, so it was funny. But like the whole thing with me is like I was just like, and I still kind of stand by this. If they fucking got Karl Pilkington to be Saitama, just like instead of being like okay, like it's just like so like what happened? So I just did a bunch of push-ups and sit-ups, mate, and garlic, and then just like
he would be perfect.
And then just like instead of having like this is my maximum power, this is how I am, and okay, just be like Karl's all right. Just having fun.
Yeah, the problem is like Karl's not an actor though. He's just a guy.
I know he's not, but I just seeing him like to me that would crack me up to the point where it's just like I don't care because like the thing is the thing is like One Punch Man to me can work in live action because it's not like Dragon Ball Z with the fucking ridiculous hair. Like that to me, like the whole thing about Dragon Ball Z, like working in live it doesn't first of Dragon Ball Evolution, fuck you. Like it's not like the thing is the fight.
What if they had Bill Burr as Saitama?
Oh my god.
He would be fucking bad. He loves
and he likes One Punch Man.
Yeah, he really likes this. So that'd be hilarious. But like
he's got a weird take on it though, because he's like One Punch Man is political and it's about like fighting rich politicians, and I'm like,
not really.
I was with him for like the first few minutes we was talking about until he got to that part. I'm like, hey, it's your art, interpret it as you wish, but that threw me for a loop. That being said, the Karl Pilkington, how do you say his name?
Pilkington.
Yeah, that's funny. That could be a fun like one-off version of Saitama with like because he definitely radiates that. All right, energy.
All right, okay. What that's wrong? Okay, yeah, because like the thing with me is like One Punch Man. Like I love the series and I love the thing. Like I loved it for years, but it's just I can see it in live action. There's nothing to me that makes it go like, oh, you can't do that in live action. Like there's tons of stuff to do. It's just like it's different. Like I was saying with the Dragon Ball Z stuff, because like to me, I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't see Dragon Ball Z in live action. Super Saiyan 3 in live action, shit ain't working. I don't give a fuck who you are. That shit just looks stupid in live. That's just weird. Like the hair, it's the hair. Like that's the thing. Like just the hair.
Yeah.
I don't see that working in live action. So like with One Punch Man, it's just like okay, how you just a guy who goes bald training. Then you just have a cyborg robot, stuff like that. So the only thing I'm worried about is who's making it. So it's just like, because like I know for me, I think didn't they say it's like the people who made Venom are making it?
Yeah, the writers for Venom are making it.
Okay. Yeah. See now, I'm one of the rare few just because I only liked Venom's scenes in that movie. I wouldn't say I like Venom the movie. I just like Venom scenes in the movie because I'm a Venom geek. I love Venom. So everything with Venom, I was like, that is exactly how the character would act in that regard. So I like that. Then the movie itself. Fuck you. But like that, everything else was just like, okay, I like Venom in the movie. So that's the only part I'm worried about. It's just like, I mean, like you could make it like a really well done superhero movie and it would be like a great like parody of like superhero movies and how they do it. But I'm not like, blowing out the water excited for it. It's just like, okay, they do it.
All right, some more news here. Scoob. The Scooby-Doo movie that is coming out next month is going digital. It's coming out digitally on May 15th.
We're going digital. Remember that from Digimon? Going digital.
Was it last podcast where we talked about if we'll see if more kids movies do this, if the trend is working?
Yeah, with Trolls World Tour, because that ended up being like one of the most successful digital releases, digital rentals.
Seems like it might be starting a trend.
Or not one of, but it was the most successful one. So with Scoob, the thing is like Scooby-Doo as a franchise is already like huge with digital sales because it's Scooby Doo. It's like a very recognizable brand that kids love.
Yeah.
Right.
So this
Yeah.
might actually do better.
I feel bad though. I actually, this is one of those movies I actually did kind of want to go see in theaters.
Yeah.
But I was just like, yeah, I
It's unfortunate like that the first fully animated Scooby Doo movie for theaters is not going to be in theaters.
Yeah, yeah. That's kind of a
I
bummer.
am genuinely worried that movie theaters are on their like last leg. I hope not, but I'm worried because like the movie theater experience is important. It's like big, credible sound that you can't have in your house unless you are rich.
Rich as
Yeah.
I don't think theaters are done for. It's just that like a lot of them have pretty bad. What this virus has done is it shows you how there's a lot of poor business models and how they are very careless, and it kind of shows now where it's like, oh, your bullshit's showing.
Don't you love how like 6 months ago Business Insider was like, fucking goddamn millennials buying their avocado toast. They're one paycheck away from utter fucking ruin. What a bunch of fucking idiots. 6 months later, every business was one paycheck away from utter fucking ruins. Maybe you should have bought all those extra projectors, you dumb fucking movie theaters. Kill yourself.
I don't think people realize
fucks.
most companies don't, as far as from my understanding, they don't really have a ton of savings. It's like if they have savings, it's going to go into like the wallets, the folks who run it. So,
right.
Because if not, then it's seen a surplus, and they're like, well, we have to like take that into account or use it or whatever. I don't know. So you want to spend up all the money so you can justify your costs for the next year. It's stupid. But yeah, that all being said, I don't see theaters going anywhere. Some of them will. A lot of industries that hopefully will weed out the weaklings and be like, see ya. Though at the same time, I'm sure there's a bunch in the crossfire and get hit who don't deserve it. But I'm worried about like those like game stores where it's like board games and like Warhammer and stuff like that, because they rely heavily on community.
Yeah,
and I'm sure that once the virus is over, the community will come back and support them because there's a certain like type of nerd who will always exist who support that stuff, and they're also typically loaded for some reason. So yeah, because they don't have kids. But yeah,
and because they work in IT, probably.
That's exactly it too. I agree. Here it's you.
I'm not crazy about board games. Board games are like an okay activity. I'm like,
Show us.
I bet you're
Okay.
I bet you're wanting to go back to the arcade though.
That's what I'm gonna get at.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'll go spend like $400 like easily.
Close the door.
Oh my god. Mister, I'm gonna buy a suite. Mister, I'm gonna buy a suite at a My Little Pony convention. Don't even.
You're right.
Damn. I love it.
You're right.
So I do like the possibilities of it opening up, like, hey, maybe VODs can stay. If someone said, hey, you can watch Godzilla versus King Kong from your own home for $20, I'd be like, let's do it. I'll go to the movie theater. I'll pay that price.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not super sold on movie theaters just because at least the one I go to in our area hasn't modernized at all, and there's some obnoxious fuck there that ruins everything.
That's the biggest thing for me, is the other people there. They can ruin it. They can absolutely ruin it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, on the flip side, they have D-Box, and D-Box is fucking based. So
I still don't know what that.
Yeah, we don't have
like.
that here.
Not here.
sucks.
There's
Shame.
I think closest one is, I don't even think Charlotte has one.
I don't think there's one in North Carolina
Yeah.
at all. Like straight up.
They're fucking amazing. Oh god, they're so cool.
Some other news, because Scoob, May 15th, I'll be watching that. Connected and Vivo, two Sony animated movies, have been pushed back. Connected is the movie from Phil Lord and Chris Miller.
Oh yeah.
That's because it was supposed to come out in either July or August, I think, but it's pushed back to October.
Damn.
And then Vivo, which we don't have like any information on, is pushed back to June of next year. So yeah, those are 2 movies pushed back. And some other movie news. Lego and Universal sign a 5-year partnership for their movies. So Lego is going away from Warner Brothers and going to Universal. What this means for the Lego movie franchise, I'm not sure. I just want some Lego Jurassic Park stuff to show up. That's it.
They can now. Have them team up with the Fast and Furious.
Yeah, the Fast and Furious.
It'd be more realistic than their fucking movie.
Yeah,
seriously. Oh, we family. Yeah, we have a great time. Yeah, everyone. I like this little buck. This rat.
Yeah. So yeah, Lego and Universal have a 5-year partnership. Oh yeah, Deliateen was so does it mean no Lego movies for HBO Max when it comes out? I don't know, because I'm not sure if like those movies are still under Warner Brothers like label. Since they
assume they would have to be, right?
Yeah. Because like they have a ton of Warner Brothers characters in them.
Right.
So I would think that Warner Brothers still has the rights to distribute those movies. Just like, Universal has the right to distribute The Incredible Hulk.
Yeah. Because they have that weird fucking thing they have going on.
Yeah. Then last thing before we go into Q&A. There was a trailer for Looney Tunes. The new Looney Tunes shorts that are going to premiere on HBO Max when that comes out next month.
Yeah.
How many Looney Tunes?
There's a lot here. This is the 40s. Like, seriously.
Like, no, I mean, like, in my lifetime, I feel like there's been like Tiny Toons, Duck Dodgers,
Lunatics Unleashed,
Baby Looney Tunes,
yeah.
Bugs and Daffy, the Looney Tunes 2011, Wabbit, the new Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
Like, how many?
Hey there, everybody.
And now there's what is this one? Looney Tunes Cartoons is what it's called now?
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what it's called. I just know that they're harkening back to the original shorts with this one.
That's why I'm hooked.
Tasmania.
Yeah.
Down in Tasmania. Down Sweetie and Sylvester Media. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What is that? Sylvester and Tweety Mysteries? I don't know.
Yeah, that was on Kids WB.
Yeah,
it was on Cartoon Network in England.
Interesting.
But yeah, what were you saying, Saber?
I like this though. It seems like they're like, what made the original Looney Tunes so amazing? Let's take that like old school stuff and give it a new coat of paint, but one where it's respectful, and but we can have fun with it, where it's not like a straight carbon copy.
Yeah, because from what I hear is that they ordered like 1,000 minutes of Looney Tunes cartoons.
1,000? Damn.
Nice.
Yeah, and they gave them to like the creators and said like go crazy, do whatever you want.
That's
Nice.
cool. There's a lot more animation freedom right now. I've heard some folks saying that they're like other animators in the industry who are like, this stuff is really good. Like they're enjoying it, because I think there was a preview for it a few months ago. Well, prior to the pandemic. It actually might have been last year, but still, like, I'm excited to see it. It looks fun.
So,
I'm digging this. I'm digging this stuff. I'm sorry.
I knew the tunes in Looney Tunes was spelled like, a musical tune, like spelled that way, but I always, for some reason, thought that like Looney Tunes was like supposed to be like for cartoons, but it's not. Apparently, Looney Tunes' name was inspired by a Walt Disney musical called Silly Symphonies.
Yeah, they were basically rival
Symphonies
like shorts to the Silly Symphonies.
I literally always thought the tunes was like for cartoons, but I guess because I thought like Looney Tunes cartoons, I was like, isn't that kind of redundant? But yeah, that's not what the tunes.
Well, they're also called merry melodies. Like it's like we have to, alliteration. We have to.
We gotta beat Disney.
God damn it!
Hey, Lola Bunny's in it. That's all I give a fuck about. I don't give what it is.
I'm concerned about her. That's the one thing I'm concerned about.
I don't give a fuck. I just want her to be crazy. She can be hot. Whatever they want to do with her.
I don't know. Hot Lola is very flat.
Yeah. No, except not in that player. This is what is this stream rated?
You said fuck like 4 times.
I said fup. Thank you very much. FUPP. All right.
Yeah.
Go rewind it.
Yeah. If you guys were at the Ponyfest online this weekend, you know that our Jackbox stream was
Hey,
controversial.
Not
that's my fault. Don't look at me.
Which there's going to be another Ponyfest next month, May 30th.
another one. Okay.
Yeah.
How many are they doing?
Because, like, I mean, well, we're not going to a convention anytime soon, so might as well do another one.
There is BabsCon's doing one. I know
Yeah.
that Wendy might do one. I got an email from some guy who's like, we're doing an animation, like online convention. And I was like, that's cool. I mean, I'm going to pass. We got things to do. But like, it's cool to see at least people rolling with the punches and trying to find outlets to at least communicate and do stuff.
Where did that saying come from? Rolling with the punches.
Because you're in boxing, you have to roll with the punch so you don't take as much damage.
What does rolling mean?
Okay, so like if someone throws a punch at you, right? If you stand right here and just connect it, you're gonna get rocked and it's gonna F you up. If you get punched and you roll with it, it takes less force away and you're able to
by roll you mean like go with the momentum?
Yeah, go with the punch.
Oh,
so like
okay,
you roll with it,
okay.
and you just counter.
I didn't know that was called rolling. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
It's cool.
All right. I guess we can go on to Q&A here. So if you want to ask a question, you can use the super chat, which is very much appreciated, or you can ask us on Twitter. We already have some super chats here. First one from Daily18. Honest opinion, do you prefer sponsorships or Patreon?
Patreon.
Varies greatly. Varies on how many patrons you have. Varies on how much the sponsorship pays and what the sponsorship is.
Yeah, you know what? I agree with that because, like, to go. Sorry, Spale, for cutting off for a second, but like, for me, I make the bulk of my like money from like online coaching. So to me, like sponsorships are just like, oh, if you want to do it, you can. Like for me, I barely ever take sponsors just because I'm doing really good financially just from all my online coaching stuff. So Patreon is just like, oh, it's nice to have like a little thing. And then sometimes I do that because like sometimes with sponsorships, they like want you to do certain things or have you do certain things. And for me, I'm just like, well, that's not up to me. And it's just like, or that way. So it really depends. Like you were saying, go ahead.
Yeah, because I haven't gotten a sponsorship yet because I don't really get that many views to have like, because I've gotten offers, but usually they don't offer too much, so I'm like, oh, I'm gonna pass on that. Or they'll offer just the service and not any compensation for sponsoring. So I would say Patreon for now until like as far as like other people that I'm watching. I would rather see Patreon because, like, depending on the sponsor, if they can make a sponsor work for the video, then yeah, it's fine. But sometimes where a video, it also depends on the future of that sponsor. Because sometimes if you go back to an old video, sometimes that sponsor is not around anymore, or the sponsor was revealed to be something bad. So
yeah, that happened to me once when I was like desperate for money, like back in like I think it was like 2017. And I took a sponsorship for this thing. Was like, oh, we'll write essays for you. And I was like, fuck it, I need money. And then they was like, oh, they paid you. But then like they was like, oh, that was a bad thing. And I was just like, oh well, yeah. But you learn your lesson.
If you do take a sponsor, I would say just be careful in who you choose. Make sure they're legit.
I did with Raycon because I signed a deal with them where I'm doing a commercial for them like once a month. And I was like, I want to make sure these guys are legit and for real and have a good product because I don't want to. You can't put a price on betraying your audience.
Exactly.
I guess you can if you're unethical. But that being said, though, sponsors come to you because you're giving them something back financially. Patrons are usually doing it because they like you. And I think it's a lot more meaningful. I think that relationship is much cooler than sponsorship. So, yeah.
So thank you to patrons of Patreon.
Thank you to Patreons.
Thank you, patrons.
You're awesome.
The Patreon.
And also YouTube members, because that's a thing now.
That's cool. I bet too.
So Editman RGG too has a $20 super chat here. Thank you. See, I'm not gonna lie. The tall female swap Johnny Test that's also shown in the intro of earlier seasons of Johnny Test was my first crush and my waifu, strangely enough. But she's so hot. I'd rather watch her than Boy Johnny.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd rather watch paint dry than Boy Johnny.
Yeah, damn right. I get traumatized by drawing
true.
because of all the whip cracks. Terrible. It's terrible.
Enigma Prince asking.
What you say?
Enigma Prince. A super chat of $10. Thank you. Here's a grand old relevant question for you all to answer. Who's your favorite simp in entertainment or media? And who would you all simp for in a heartbeat? I'm intrigued to hear the responses.
Remind me what this means again.
A simp is someone who is just like they idolize someone who doesn't respect them. Like this person doesn't like show them any respect or anything whatsoever. So for example, Mandark was a simp for Dee Dee. Like, because he was just like, anything she does. But Dee Dee didn't care at all about Mandark.
Is there anything about that? How also, is there an extra layer to being a simp where the person who they idolize knows it and uses it for themselves?
Yeah. That's
like
layer too.
every Twitch thought ever.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
Okay.
I went through the just chatting thing of Twitch, and I'm like, man, there are a lot of people who have learned the game and do the low cut shirts, and I'm like, whatever, buyer beware, I suppose.
I mean, they do like the body painting, they do the low cut shirts. It's just like they have the entire like mod staff wrapped around their finger. They can't get in trouble anymore. Shit's fucked, dude.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe I get in trouble, but like sometimes you just gotta know how to play the game, man. I don't know, like
exactly. Don't hate the play, I hate the game.
Right, absolutely. They're playing the game and they're making a profit. Like
The way I see it,
that's what they're trying to do. Then
it's just like it's just funny.
Right.
I was just gonna say it's funny how like you see all the just chatting page on Twitch just dominated with all these women who are just like sitting in their room making like 6 figures a month doing nothing, and you just look at that and you're like, man, the patriarchy really keeping women down. And it's just like, no, they're playing the game. The game is rigged.
Yeah, it's like the way I see it. It's just, well, this is coming from me who did stuff with Jackset Ludes and simp motherfuckers, so that's fine. So okay, but like it's just like yes, that's true. But like so, it's just like. If they want it and they go for it, I mean, like, okay, so because like for me, I take a whole thing of like self-responsibility thing where it's like someone goes like, all right, you realize you are grown enough to like make this decision. I know some people just like have this mentality of just like, oh no, I can't do that for myself, and it's just no. All right, you saw this hot girl, you were like, oh, I want to pay for all her stuff. She was like, oh, keep paying for this stuff, and you were like, okay, because she was giving you some validation, and it's just like, okay, you're falling for it, and I'm sorry if like your life was like not that like how do I say this in like nicest way possible, like in a way where it's just like you didn't have like much attention, right? And so like someone's giving you attention, and then like you're giving all the money. It's just like I can understand like why people go, oh, like that's wrong of them to do that, but again, it's just like, all right, this is a game. This person sadly got trapped in that game, and it's just like, oh, see, dude, like you need to be able to get common sense. So you just would hope someone would be like to your friend, like, all right, dude, all right, you need to stop doing this. Like, all right, this girl treats you like shit. She says like, oh, can you send me $30 to do this so I can go hang out with my boyfriend? Oh yeah, sure, I'll do that. Like, why are you doing this? It's just like you would have to talk to that person. If they still want to do it, then just shit happens.
We still haven't answered the question.
Yeah, we have. Okay, so
like,
what was it?
Who's your favorite simp in entertainment or media, and who would you simp for in a heartbeat?
Rock Lee's a simp. I love Rock Lee. He's a fucking simp for soccer.
Mordecai is a simp from regular show.
Someone say Sheldon from My Life as Teenage Robots.
Oh yeah, he is.
I hate that motherfucker.
Yes, but he's not my favorite. He's frustrating.
Yeah, he's annoying.
Millhouse is a simp from Simpsons.
Yeah, Millhouse is a simp.
Yeah, I have a horsey.
Yeah, I have a horsey. Come on, man.
I love Millhouse. Things are really turning up for Millhouse.
Yeah, poor Millhouse.
I can't think of any. Usually those characters are annoying.
Wait,
I don't like any of them.
Wait, you don't like Rock Lee?
Simp?
What?
You don't like Rock Lee Hero?
I guess Rock, sure.
No, Helga's not a simp. She's a tsundere.
Oh, that's right.
How is she not a
Sure.
simp? She fits
Because she got with him. Simps don't get with their people.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
Doug Funny for Patty.
He got with her though.
He got with her.
Did he though?
Is the Disney show canon? No.
I want Roger back at the trailer park. Why did he become rich? I hate that.
Bill from frickin' King of the Hill. Yeah, he's.
Oh my God.
That's
Yeah. Definitely.
He's a massive simp. And someone I'd simp for, well, Mia, of course. But like, but first,
I'd say Samus.
Oh yeah,
Man,
Samus would be like.
I hate that y'all are answering this because
boy.
I hate that y'all are answering this because now I have to answer literally no one ever and seem like, oh, I'm trying to be better than me. But like, legit, why would I get
better than us?
Why would I ever?
I was so
Why would I
confused. You cut
I
out
agree.
there. I thought you said Samus was a simp. You said you would simp for Samus, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you called Samus a simp, but I'm like, how?
Yeah, no, she's not.
She sells her services for money.
Yeah.
So she's a Twitch girl.
Yeah, exactly.
She's a Twitch thought.
I actually, I'm trying to think who I'd simp for.
None.
You know, it can be just like, it doesn't have to be you now, because it's just like in the past, like everyone had like a like.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask, like with real people, could it be like unreciprocated love? Is that
Yes. Sure. No. That's
depends.
because like it depends on how it is. Like, okay, for example, if you love someone, they don't love you back, but like, and you just keep treating them like, oh, they're pedestalized, but they treat you like shit. Then yeah,
that's
you're
when
sick for it.
they have to treat you poorly.
Yeah, they have to treat you like poorly
Okay.
to
Then
be
no
a
one.
simp.
You're like, what? No one.
I know who I'd pick. I'd pick my favorite member of the first triumvirate, Gaius Julius Caesar. He really was.
Yes.
I would follow him into hell and back. I would, really. That's
Yes.
I'd simp for him. I'd simp for the eternal city.
Tom, would you simp for somebody?
I'm trying to think, but nothing's really coming to
Godzilla.
mind.
What about freaking Mina? Like 30-year-old Mina. Ashido.
But if she treated you like garbage, why am I
That's
doing
the whole
the Ida?
thing.
Why am I doing
She's
the
not
Ida
treating you
thing?
like garbage. Wait, hold on. I know. This fucking
Even
simping is
if
such a
it's
stupid
just
definition.
no,
Oh.
because like simping is a sucker idolizing mediocre pussy. That's what simp stands for.
Oh well, me it's not mediocre, so fuck that. Yeah, I take my back. Okay, I will take.
I think actually no one has like a super 100% concrete definition of what this word means.
Sucker.
Yeah.
idolizing mediocre pussy. So yeah, Mia is not mediocre. She is top tier. So fuck
Sucker
that.
idolizing Mia's pussy. There you go.
Yeah, there we go.
No. There's just nobody. Because like the whole thing with simping is that you have to be treated with either like aggression or indifference. And if someone treats me with aggression or indifference, I hate them.
Right, exactly. Thank you. Like, why would you want? Okay. Next question.
And if you're really like that attracted to them and they're never going to give you the time of day, well, everything's fair game in your mind. That's all I'm saying. You don't have to pay shit for that.
See, this is just a simple answer. All
right.
so Hero said Starlight. There we go.
Jacob
Tom
Lawrence.
has Mina. There we
Jacob
go,
Lawrence
there
in
we
the chat said, "Are we simping for Paleo since we're giving him our money?"
Yes. Bow down. Suckers idolizing me.
Speaking of which, the next super chat from Ryan Walterson, asking, anyone see the Not Too Late show with Elmo trailer? Yeah, that's another thing that's coming out to HBO Max is going to be that
Yes,
like
I did
not
see
too
that
late show
somewhere.
with Elmo.
If it's on HBO Max, what if I watch it at like 3 a.m? Then it's pretty late.
Yeah, it is.
What is it? What's that guy's name? He's a comedian and he looks very young all the time. John Mulaney. Yeah, he made a joke in that trailer. That I don't know, this is stupid, but I liked it. Elmo's like, "Are you gonna participate in the tricycle race?" He's like, "I don't know if but I could like try tricycle race you." And I was like, "Oh my god, you stupid idiot! I love it." But like,
Oh, Jesus.
wordplay. But I mean, yeah, I'll give it a shot. I'm not like the biggest Muppet fan ever, but
Are you guys all getting HBO Max when it comes out, or are you going to sail the high seas like a responsible human being?
or Sesame
You are
Street.
right.
Excuse me.
Yeah. It's brought to you by viewers like me. I'll just- Fine. They're publicly funded. My tax money goes to PBS. So I'm entitled to torrent it. It's fine. I already paid for it.
All right. Next super chat from Malik Webster. Another $20 super chat. Thank you. I've been nostalgic for my scene kid years lately. If any of you were into that kind of music, I'd like to know what some of your favorite bands were, i.e. Asking Alexandria, Hawthorne Heights, Hollywood Undead, Escape the Fate.
Hey.
What is Steam Kid? What does that mean?
I know.
It's like emo, but not.
Well, like Breaking Benjamin.
It's emo, but bright. That's what it is.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means.
just look up Scene Kid and you'll find out.
That's like saying it's dark but light, and it's like,
it's light but dark.
Oh.
So like Breaking Benjamin.
What was the name?
I don't know. I didn't really get into that music that much. I mean, I guess 3 Days Grace would count.
I love 3 Days Grace. Oh yeah, fuck yeah, 3 Days Grace is my shit.
Does a Skylit Drive count?
I don't know what that is.
Probably no one knows who that is. Okay, that's fine.
Linkin Park counts, right? As Kari just said.
Fuck
yeah.
That was
Linkin Park
before
not just
Scene.
Is it not just emo?
Hey, it is, and I rock it.
Okay, I wasn't shunning you. I was asking.
Yeah.
All right.
Tom, do you have any?
I never really listen to that stuff. I mean, Linkin Park obviously is great, but I don't know if I'd call that scene or emo. It's like alternative, you know?
Yeah.
What are genres even? I don't even know what genres are.
I don't know. I just listen to good. That's the genre I care about.
Mm-hmm.
I have to like it.
I listen to Gordon drama.
All right. Next question here on Twitter from Nathaniel Foga, asking, what were potential ideas you had for panels when MomoCon was originally planned for this year?
Should we tell them, or should we just wait till next year?
There is one I do want to do, because like last year I did a couple of panels, one on Adventure Time and one on MLP, and I wanted to do the 10-year anniversaries for both of those this year, since that's this year for both of them. But unfortunately, I'm gonna have to delay that until next year when MomoCon happens. So it won't be on their 10th anniversary; it'll be on their 11th anniversary.
Every time you make a MomoCon, I'm just like, man, I really wanted to do that cartoon versus anime panel.
Yeah, that's the panel I was gonna mention. Is that the cartoons versus anime? It's gonna be so fun when we do it, because now we have more time to prepare.
Exactly.
Right down
manga to read.
I like MomoCon. It's fun. It's good energy. It's got a good. It's like I like the crazy vibe to it. It's like 1 a.m. You're walking through like the front doors and you see people like rave dancing outside in the streets.
Yeah,
wearing like Goku and Sailor Moon outfits.
Yeah, Sailor Moon was smack Goku.
All you guys are going to be doing the anime versus cartoons, but me and Jax, the patricians we are, will be above you reading.
Exactly. That's true. We are just a superior species, Tom.
And I'll be there by myself in the corner. I'll be like by myself in the corner and be like, y'all still reading manga? When are you going to be the VN? Damn.
When was the last VN you
read? No, here, you're going to be...
Literally yesterday.
You're just going to be the guys just like, you guys still have to wait for the fan subs. That's cute. And then just...
There you go.
The VN I was playing was Koi Kakeru Shinai Kanojo.
Yeah, okay, Moon.
I don't know what else to tell. Look, it's the name of it.
What does it translate to?
That does not translate well. Girl cross. Oh God, girl cross.
No matter how much
girl cross new love girlfriend. That really does not translate well at all. But yeah, that's what it means.
Rigid Rat on Twitter asking, do you think it's possible for Megas XLR to be brought back, like maybe under a different name to avoid a lawsuit? How likely do you think it is for such a thing to actually happen?
Not under another name. No, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
You
No.
giant robot.
One of those things I want to happen, but I've long since given up hope of it ever actually happening.
Major Mekazawa asking, since the release of HBO Max is a month away, what are you most looking forward to seeing on the service? Dexter's Lab and Grim Adventures for me, since I haven't seen them in a long time and they've never had a complete DVD release. Yeah, that's something fortunate that's going to happen with these streaming services with Disney Plus putting so much of their old stuff on there. Is that Warner Brothers is going to put a bunch of their stuff with Cartoon Network stuff that hasn't had big official releases. So we won't have to have any of these crappy uploads that have the watermark of like the network on. So
yes, it's very good for preservation, but it's still digital, so it can go away at any time, and it's just physical releases, please.
That's why you have to sail the high seas. All these new releases are going to be great for reinvigorating the torrents of all these things. So that would be in high def, and I still won't have to pay for them.
Yeah, I'm most excited for the new Adventure Time specials. So,
I just wonder, like, how much collective money will have been lost by the world if Steam was just like, we're gonna go down now, and then it just did. How many video games will have been lost?
Like all of them, like every video game ever made.
Oh no! Oh no!
This is why you all need to buy from GOG if you can. GOG has no DRM. You can just download the file and keep it on your computer forever.
Godfather.
What if my computer dies?
You better have a backup. You better be backing up your hard drive.
And what if my computer dies and GOG dies and that backup
What
dies?
if there is a solar flare that wipes out all of humanity, Tom? What then?
I still got my physical games.
I won't know. I'll be fucking dead.
Earth if it's wiped out.
You got your well. If you still got your physical games, but they probably won't work because of the solar flare.
Right. Yeah.
No.
Like if a solar flare happens, like everything's going down.
It wasn't that powerful moving DBZ. Calm down.
See, Waddle's asking, which cartoons will or should have gained more popularity? Original. Is it too early to tell now that Steam Universe or MLP are over? Wait, what? I have no idea what you're asking.
Wait, what's the question?
It says, which cartoons will or should gain more popularity?
As time goes on?
Or, yeah.
So, like, Dexter's Lab, like, is more popular a bit now because, like, people are always like, oh, I remember Dexter's Lab, and kids are watching Dexter's Lab, and then, like, people are watching on, like, on thing, and, like, we all watched it recently, and we saw how much it still holds up, so...
will or should?
Will or should gain more popularity? Mau Mau. I fucking love Mau Mau. Mau Mau's great.
Mau Mau's awesome.
I think specifically Ponies will not get any more popularity. I feel like Ponies is done. Unfortunately, I'm sure people don't want to hear that, but like I feel like that wave's done, and it's not gonna like pick up popularity later. It could go through like a retro, like, hey, y'all remember that?
Hey, y'all remember when that girl show became super popular in the year?
Well, like, I think Ponies is pretty much done. What will
or should have gained more popularity? Or originally, I think.
What should have gained more popularity originally? Okay, let's go with that.
Like Star Versus before it turned to shit.
Symbiotic Titan should have gained more popularity.
Yeah, that's Spectacular Spider-Man should have gained more popularity.
Yeah, no shit, right?
God damn it.
I'm just gonna keep going back to it. Let's keep a tally of how many times I mentioned Looney Tunes 2011.
Yeah,
keep a tally of that. Keep a tally of Spectacular for me.
Right.
Zero says Looney Tunes and I say Spectacular. Like how many times?
Like every other show, if you don't like. But Looney Tunes 2011 is so funny. I have no idea how it got canceled. Sucks.
Well, didn't Rob tell us?
Rob was like, "Hey, it was a writer-driven show instead of a artist-driven show."
Oh yeah.
That made the artists like burn out or something. I don't know.
Some ridiculous.
I don't work in that industry, so I don't know. It also wasn't popular. That is a true thing.
Yeah, true.
Oh,
True.
Michael Brent in the chat said Avengers Earth Mightiest Heroes. Yeah, that should have that should have had more seasons.
Yeah, it should have had like at least 2 more seasons because like they built up like a whole villain with like Thor and stuff like that. They never got to it, but it's just like they ended like with a good final villain like Galactus. So like, and it's like like the thing is like it's not a series that I go like, oh, I absolutely need it to come back and finish. It was a great show, but it was just like, oh yeah, that was great. Like one of the only top, because there's only like 6 good Marvel cartoons. So yeah, it's one of the top 6.
Yeah. Centriloquist asking, what are your thoughts on the current fiasco going on with The Last of Us 2? Oh boy.
I don't know a thing about that.
I don't know anything.
Yeah, so a couple of days ago, somebody who worked at Naughty Dog leaked a lot of the stuff online out for the development build of the game by like live streaming it to YouTube.
Oh, he fired and going to jail.
Yeah, because he was angry at the way that Naughty Dog has been treating him and other employees because of the whole crunch time issue.
Oh shit.
So yeah, this is a clusterfuck of a thing with The Last of Us 2. And originally Sony was going to delay it later in the year, but now they're like, oh shit, release it in June because it was supposed to come out in May. But then they delayed it. So yeah, it's a whole thing.
Wait, there's only a second one coming out? I felt like that series had like a lot of things.
No.
They've re-released it a few times.
Okay.
Yeah, because they had The Last of Us Remastered, and they had like a DLC thing.
Is that the zombie game? That's a zombie game, right?
Yeah, that's the one with the zombie flowers.
Yeah, fungus zombies.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm thinking of Walking Dead. That's a TV show.
Walking Dead had a really good game, though.
There were how many games were there?
There was quite a few. It was like a Telltale series.
Yeah,
it had a bunch of
so they were like,
that's the one I'm thinking.
Yeah, there's 4 seasons of the game.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm thinking of.
Do you mean Ozzy and Drake's Michael Brent? Because he said Ozzy and Drake. That's making me think of like
Ozzy and Drake.
Yeah, freaking Drake from Drake and Josh and Oz.
Drake and Driz.
It's gonna take some time.
Santos Celine asking on Twitter, since power scaling has been going on lately on Twitter, who would win? Team Yusuke Urameshi or Team Gon Freaks?
Oh, you guys. Oh, yeah, that's from Hunter x Hunter and freaking Yu Yu Hakusho. By the way, Yu Yu Hakusho would blow them out the water, not a competition. All right, it's not even. They're way stronger. Way stronger. It's not even funny.
Well, there you go. You heard it from the man himself. No one else knows the answer to that.
Yep.
Okay then.
I would.
From Rigid Rat, what is your favorite Looney Tunes character? And the second part of the question, which is the most important part of the question, also, what do you imagine that character's secret fetish would be?
Oh,
so your favorite Looney Tunes character, and then what their secret fetish is.
It depends what iteration we're going with, because like Class different than like 2011, and then Space Jam, and then because my favorite Looney Tunes, like Lola aside, love you baby, but it was like Taz was always my favorite. But the one thing I didn't like in the 2011 series was they just turned Taz into a dog. And
I never liked that either, right? Yeah.
It was just like, he's my favorite, and they just turned him into like a dog, and I was just like, okay, well, so, shit.
So you're saying he would be into pet play?
Yeah, probably. Fucking weirdo. Yeah.
Is it weird because he's a pet?
Yeah, so that's just play.
Well, not in the original Looney Tunes.
Oh shit!
My favorite Looney Tunes character is Tina because she's just an angry black woman.
Yeah, I love you.
What? God, I feel like she would be like just the most. I don't. I feel like she would be so standard. But what do I know, right? Her
Kira doesn't know what fetishes are.
Maybe she likes it in the butt. That's
Yeah,
my
I mean
guess.
that wouldn't be surprising.
I wouldn't be surprised actually.
I actually don't know what my favorite Looney Tunes character is.
Porky.
No.
You
don't
thought
like
I was gonna
Porky.
say bitch, did you?
son of a.
It's not about gut.
I mean, it's Daffy Duck, no doubt.
Daffy's your favorite?
Oh yeah, he's
Yeah,
hilarious.
Daffy is pretty funny.
Daffy's
I
I
like.
He's the original Squidward. I love
Yeah.
Well, do you like when Daffy is more of like
Daffy.
before
Yeah.
like Bugs like started trolling him? Do you like when Daffy's the troll, or like when he's the straight man to Bugs like fucking with him?
I like it when he's the one getting like shit on because he's angry.
Yeah,
exactly.
He doesn't get angry voice.
What's up with ducks? What is up with ducks and suffering in cartoons? Like, why do
Yeah,
people
both Daffy
hate
and
that?
Donald get suffer.
And then also,
suffer.
you remember that duck from Tom and Jerry? Like, nobody loves me. I wish I was
Yeah.
Oh god!
Glad my people
Another
are
duck.
getting representation in cartoons.
I'm losing it. I forget who it is. That was definitely another one. And Daisy also gets some bad stuff that happens to her sometimes. Like, man,
Della got stuck on the moon.
damn, you're right.
Well, I feel like DuckTales kind of gets a pass. It's like specifically Donald Duck who gets screwed over.
No, not that
But-
last episode.
But we gotta answer the question. What is
Please.
Daffy's secret fetish?
Daffy's secret fetish? I think he'd be pretty open about it, to be honest. Like he's a
Daffy probably gets off on like Bugs Bunny stomping on his balls or something.
Like the while he's stamping on the ball.
Hey, what's up, cock?
He kind of likes getting choked. Like in the last fucking, he got choked out by fucking Scorpion in that fucking Mortal Kombat movie. That just came out.
I'll tell you that Elmer Fudd would want Bugs to be wearing his cross-dressing stuff. Fuck me. Man.
That's true. That's true. Well, you know what? In the 2011, he has a fetish for grilled cheeses. Like,
Oh yeah, that's right.
yeah, he
I
has a whole
think
fetish.
Daffy would enjoy getting pegged.
Yeah, definitely just like
It's because of that sound effect specifically, actually, that I.
Oh god, yeah, he was.
So this stream is rated AO, I guess.
Yeah.
When was the last AO game that released? Like ever?
The guy game.
The
Ah.
guy game? What is
Did it
that?
actually get an AO rating?
No, it's M.
Oh.
It looks like.
Yeah, it was taken off the
How is
shelves
it-
though.
I like hate this just by looking at it.
Yeah.
It looks awful. The
All right,
font
Tina.
doesn't help it.
Stick it right in there. I want you to do it. Are you sure, baby? Yeah, do it. Oh my god.
Oh god, that's probably their dynamic, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
I could see that. I like you no joking. I could see that.
I'm not joking. I'm
Yeah.
being factual.
Daniel, and you put it, cat wants to board me.
Oh god.
All right.
Traversing ground that no mortal should ever cross into.
Oh god.
All right.
What's that question good at church? Oh my god, please.
Okay, next question. Cartoon Network fanatic asking, are you guys excited for the last 5 episodes of season 4 for Rick and Morty starting to premiere this weekend? It's coming back.
Was it season 3?
Yeah.
There's a season 4?
It's all over the place.
Yeah, season 4 started November, I think.
Why
Shit.
can't cartoons just air normally?
What
happened?
Because that would be
It felt like
convenient.
they just had a new episode every day.
That would be
Is this
too
like
convenient.
Is this like the long game of like these streaming services? We're just gonna make cable releases more and more shitty, so you just want to binge.
Well, cable's just shitting on
Service.
themselves, so
Right, they're just trying to shift the business. It's all a long game.
What was the actual question? I mean, like I don't know the answer.
Rick
Oh,
and
are you
Morty-
excited for the new episodes?
New Rick and Morty.
Well, I haven't watched it, so
Yeah.
I
Yeah, I've watched them, and they've been really funny, so... Like,
okay.
Yeah.
So we'll
I'll
see.
probably forget to watch it, but I would like to. But I'll
Usually
forget.
we have one person who could at least answer the question.
Yeah. Deli18 asking, what if I tell you that the lockdown lasts until August 1st? What if I tell you the lockdown lasts until 2021?
What if I tell you that this is just the first year of the lockdown? And it's
Yeah,
gonna keep
exactly.
going on and on and on and on.
I feel like at some point they're just gonna have to open everything up because the economy will collapse like completely.
Yeah.
And then
I
everybody
want to
dies.
stay inside. I want to stay inside forever because I want everyone to suffer my daily life for as long as possible.
If the economy crashes, then maybe we could bring it up in a different way and not capitalism.
Hero.
I know.
Hero.
I'm
This
a
isn't an
daydreamer.
anime.
I'm
This
a
isn't an
daydreamer.
anime, okay? This is
You
real
know.
life.
The little rapscallion thinking that we can't.
The little rap.
The bourgeois will feast on our corpses until they die.
Oh, that Hirosaki talking about. Oh, killer.
We are so in love with money.
Yeah.
Earth is my queen asking, what is all of y'all's favorite OP scenes in anime? And also, Jax go off on how Sailor Moon spanks Goku.
Okay. Well, first off, motherfuckers are stupid and think like they got like a base understanding of Sailor Moon. They think she's just like some Power Ranger girl with like her like magical girls, and they just they fight like random creatures. No. Okay, Omni King can snap a universe away like that. That is a hat trick for Sailor Moon. She can do that. She can recreate universe. She has so many powers. It's like once you start going through the list, you're just like, how many fucking powers does she have? All right, it's not a competition. She would mollywomp Goku. It's not a competition in the slightest. Like,
Why is this only now coming up though?
I know, right? It's just weird because like someone brought it up on Twitter, and then like the Dragon Ball fans
People
were like,
are sleeping
"No,
on magical girls. Magical girls are
Exactly.
fucking powerful.
All right, this is what we're gonna do from now on. It's not like can they beat Goku? It's like can they beat Usagi though? Like, yeah, that's what we're gonna do
Yeah.
from now on.
I'll say, can they beat Serena because I'm an American?
And the answer
my
will
God.
always be no, because no one can beat Usagi. She's
Yeah,
just strong.
Usagi's
Yeah.
great.
As far as favorite OP scenes, I'm gonna say the end of Madoka. Because
Wait, OP like opening?
Like
Or
no, OP like overpowered.
Like
scene.
something like just like,
okay.
oh my god, like Vegeta just blew up planet Arlia with 2 fingers. Shit, he's strong. Something like that. Something like really.
Are we talking like an overpowered character? Or are we talking about?
Oh, no, we're talking about like I guess
Sakuga.
the way it says it is like, what is all of y'all's favorite overpowered scene in anime?
Yeah.
And so it's just like for I guess Saber would probably be like when Saitama punched away Boro's blast or something like that. I don't know. Like
When Majin Vegeta self detonates after fucking like finally admitting he loves his son, man, that was some
Yeah.
hype shit.
yeah, he did. That was awesome.
I can't say, man. I guess I can't say Rock Lee versus Gaara because he lost, so it's not
Yeah,
really.
he didn't win with that OP move.
So I guess I'll have to. Man, season 1 of Hero Academia at the end with All Might is punching Nomu. Oh my god!
Dude.
Oh my god! I mean, it's so good.
Hmm.
Oh good.
was.
That.
Let's see. The ending of Dragon Ball Super Broly. That was fucking hype as shit. That was space as fuck.
Another from Santos Lane that says, could you explain? Okay, well, already answered this about like Usagi defeating Goku, but what about Superman?
Yeah, she's. Well, with Superman, like, is it Superman Prime 1 million? Because he's stupid. Like, honestly, there are some characters where it just feels like you're on the fucking playground and the kids just making up powers as they go along. Like, oh, by the way, they could do this,
And
add
they could do this, and this.
and it's just like you're just making shit up to be like, oh, I'm so cool. So it makes no sense. So I would say like normal Superman, she's got it, but like Prime 1 million, that's another topic. Ugh. There you go.
We got a super chat here from Enigma Prince. How will you all handle your anime tastes since anime in general is halted because of Corona-chan? Don't call it that.
Oh my god!
Oh my
I
god.
like lost a year of my life, but okay, continue.
Also, what anime delay would push you over the edge? I'm still waiting on the Made in Abyss movie to like come out in good quality online. Because right now there's only cam versions put out. I want like the quality version.
That's a film I'm not going to sully by watching a cam version.
I need
Yeah.
to watch the real, yeah. How will you handle your anime taste since anime in general is halted? Ooh, my anime taste?
Well,
Yeah.
it's like I guess they're saying like so you know how
Because
like,
there's a lot of anime delays at the moment. So
yeah, like My Hero Academia is probably going to be delayed after this season.
Yeah, maybe I'm taking it too literally. My taste isn't gonna change because
Yeah.
of
like I mean,
coronavirus.
like if there's nothing coming out that's airing currently that I'm not interested in, and because like there's
Do you know
such
how
such
much- Go ahead. That's fine.
because there's so much anime that has come out over the past few years or the past decade that there's like a ton to watch, and there's still a lot on my plan to watch list. So
Yeah, I'm watching
Yeah.
Ranma 1/2 right now.
Mhm.
Dude, I just downloaded 130 gigs of Garo just on a whim, so that's gonna last me like the rest of my fucking life.
maybe I can
Honestly, there's
finally
some
watch
anime-
One Piece. Just kidding, I would never
No.
do that to myself.
There's
Watch
honestly
One Piece
some anime. There's some anime I want to go back and rewatch because they were like good, and I like rewatching things. So I would
Yeah.
probably just do that. I'm rewatching an anime right now, anyways.
Yeah, I'm rewatching. I'm watching for the first time.
By the way, somebody mentioned Captain Planet. Like, could he beat Sailor Moon? And
Sailor Moon.
yeah, because I want but I was like, no, like at all. But I looked up Captain Planet like pollution because that's how you beat them. There's pollution.
Right.
I forgot that there's Captain Pollution. They look like Jasper from Steven Universe. I got all about Captain Pollution. Oh my god.
Well, technically, Jasper would look like Captain Pollution since she came after.
That doesn't. You don't have to put them in the order that they came out.
Captain Pollution.
So Malik Webster, another super chat here, asking, have any of you seen Forever Red 3000 Star Wars anime OPs? They make the prequel and sequel trilogies look amazing, especially the prequels. I think I have.
I think I've seen those anime things. I was just like, make those the entire fucking thing.
Yeah,
I'd
they
watch
look
it.
really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go look them up. Forever Red 3000. Those anime openings look really cool for Star Wars. Ozzyall on Twitter asking, have you noticed lately that Cartoon Network release their classic shows on the app could possibly be revival on HBO Max or something? I'm not sure what you're asking, but if they do have like the majority of their shows on there, I would hope that like certain shows might get some kind of revival. I would love for Gendy to go back and finish what he was doing with Symbionic Titan, because it would be pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Symbionic Titan was awesome.
Let's see here. Oh, another super chat from Chili Cap. Have you guys seen the SpongeBob anime openings?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen those.
Legendary.
I don't think I've seen that
They're
one.
freaking amazing. You haven't seen that? Oh, they're good.
What?
Like it's just, dude,
It's
they're
amazing.
like so funny. They're hilarious. And Squidward freaking did that to Patrick. That was amazing. Ugh.
Oh, speaking of SpongeBob, Brandon King asking on Twitter, if you could eat at any fictional cartoon restaurant, what would it be for everyone? I.e., Krusty Krab, Bueno Nacho, Chewy Chicken, Krusty Burger,
Krusty Krab, you'll drown.
Cheezers, the Big Donut, Ichiraku Ramen, etc.
That's from Naruto.
You think I'm going to the big donut? Okay. Damn, Naruto makes Ichiraku ramen look so goddamn good though.
It probably tastes like some just generic ramen.
generic,
but-
right?
Yeah.
He makes it look so good.
Also, Chewy Chicken, isn't it Choky Chicken? for Rocco. Like I don't want to choke on chicken bones.
Choky chicken.
Dude, you know you want to go to Bloaty's Pizza Hut.
Bloaty's Pizza.
Oh yeah, bloated. Yeah.
Oh god.
Part of me wants to go to the Honker Burger. I'm not gonna lie, those burgers look real good.
Let's see.
That's-
I did
What a Wing King in regular show.
I want to eat a bathhouse at Studio Ghibli or at Spirited Away or whatever. Or
Oh yeah, I want to go to that
Howl's
place.
Moving
That's not a
Castle.
restaurant, though.
I want to eat that pig thing where they turn into pigs because that's the only part of the movie I've seen. So yeah, that's what I want to see.
You just want to keep eating and just turn into a pig.
Okay.
Exactly.
So, David, when I come over to watch Lord of the Rings, if Jax is also there, just when we're done watching Lord of the Rings, we're gonna watch Spirited Away. Okay?
We could just watch Spirited Away before Lord of the
there's-
Rings, because like Lord of the Rings is long.
Because you know Saber's gonna be like, we're watching the.
Right.
You know
we're
that,
gonna watch
right?
he's gonna make me
Yeah,
watch
like-
the full 12 hours of
Yeah,
that.
like, you know, a 2-hour animated movie is long for an animated movie, but it's nothing compared to Lord of the Rings.
Loader.
Lord of the Rings is a commitment.
I mean, I'm committed. Next time we go over, I can get through it. I can do a day, so let's just do it.
It's good. It's a good story.
Fucking great.
Let's make some good ass
Absolutely.
food.
Dude, make a
and-
Hobbit feast.
I literally have a Hobbit cookbook. I literally have one. My
He's like, don't test me.
So Saber, you get to eat carbs for that day then, all right?
I eat carbs for that day. Yes.
Good.
Waddle's asking, did you see that the new Samurai Jack game is officially canon to the series? Could mean that we get an alternate ending.
That's interesting.
Oh, that is interesting.
That is, yeah. Maybe I'll play it.
Yeah, I'll play it then.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not like that damn Korra game. That Korra game was a disappointment.
It's weird because it wasn't a bad game, but it's platinum and it was Korra. I wasn't
Yeah.
expecting a lot. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
platinum is like a high standard.
Yeah. That is definitely their worst game by
Yeah,
quite a
definitely.
margin, actually.
Mm.
Maybe Star Fox Zero is close, but I don't know. That was
Yeah,
because
that was
Nintendo
more
cared
like
a lot.
meddling from higher up, from Miyamoto. Like, no,
Yeah.
make it like this.
Right.
Mm.
And Platinum was like, alright. Yeah, but Korra was all their fault.
It's like, what are you can't say no to Miyamoto.
He's Miyamoto, right? Even though everyone knows that Miyamoto sometimes has ideas that I'm like, dog. Just make the game.
Seriously.
Yeah,
Where's my
when's the
F-Zero,
last time?
Miyamoto?
When's the last time he made a good, interesting idea for a game? Because last thing I can
Wasn't
think
it
of is
Pikmin?
Pikmin. Yeah,
Yeah.
because
I just,
other ideas that he's had is just that's not a good idea. Because a lot
he's
the
old and
newest
out of
Mario
touch.
games with Mario
He's
Odyssey.
old.
Mario Odyssey is from the younger developers. So
Just because you made some good stuff back in the day doesn't mean you're a god in everything
Right.
forever. I'm in.
I could name multiple examples of just not even just games, but in a lot of things where that's the case. Yeah, you made good things, but that doesn't mean you're gonna.
Look at George Lucas. Big deal, bro. You made Star Wars. You besides American Graffiti, you don't have much of anything else to prove.
Mhm.
He produced Tuskegee Airmen.
I hate the idea that the reason we're not getting a new F-Zero is because what else could we add to this series? You could just make a new game and it would be fun and literally purchasable at all in this planet.
I don't like Nintendo's thing where there's we have to make something new every time. It's how many times have you made a new Super Brothers, which is the same thing.
Meanwhile, Game Freak is let's just make the same game over and
the exact same one, right? I'm so tired. I'm so tired of Pokemon. But I want to like them because the designs are cool, but the gameplay
Are they though?
makes me want to die. Yeah, absolutely. The designs are super cool. Not all of them.
Yeah, not all of them.
But they have some really good ones every once in a while. Yeah.
All right, not getting any more on Twitter here. You guys have any on Twitter?
No.
I don't believe so.
Not anything I've even been tagged in already.
Nope. Yep. I always look through and is paleo tagged in all these? So
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yep. So that is the end of Q&A, I guess. So
What do you have on your face? Is that underwear?
yeah, what is that?
It's
That's
my
the
hand
putties
putty.
are playing with.
Oh,
Yeah,
putty, ew.
exactly.
Oh,
Have
God.
to stick to your hair and stuff.
Oh well, I'm shaving later. There we go. This is how I get it out.
Saber, would you ever shave ever again?
My beard?
No.
No?
Never
You're
again.
keeping it for the rest of ever. Gotcha.
As long as I can. It's part of. I like my beard. I think it's part of me.
Mm.
All right. So next podcast is going to be on the 11th, May 11th. So
wonder-
yeah.
Cool.
I wonder what I'd look like with a beard.
You look you'd look bold. A man with thought behind his eyes.
Yeah. You should do it.
Dude, I can't. I literally can't. My face says no.
Aw, dang.
I mean, it's whatever.
Just buy a fake one.
Can you grow a goatee?
That's a mega insecurity of some sort. I don't know.
What, Hero? Can you grow a goatee or like a mustache?
No. Like this, what I have right now is the farthest it'll ever go.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Dang.
Like I have like little scragglies. Like little
Okay.
bitty scragglies.
To get some of that beard oil and just pray.
I don't.
I think that actually works. That'd be a cool test.
I actually like this. I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. All right.
It's good. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna end the podcast. But yeah, see y'all on May 11th. We'll be back. Nobody's going anywhere. So see you next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Later.